Hey, it's Joy. I've got big feelings about little things, and I want to talk about it. Oh yeah, I'm mad about it. And the fact that everyone else is not up in arms about it is a big part of the problem. Oh, I bawled my eyes out, like I always do. It was the sweetest thing. Oh, it was the cutest thing. It was the funniest thing. Thanks for being here. Let's go. Hey, thank you so much for being here. I am having really big feelings this week, and I'm grateful to get to share them with you. My big feelings are about happy mediums. I dream every night that I will wake up and be a person who is happy in a happy medium. And it never works. It never works. So here's an example. The other day I was driving to my folks' house. They live in the area, but not right next door. So I was driving to see them, and my phone suggested, hey, take the expressway. In my area of town, there are tollways that you can drive a little bit faster. There's a lot less traffic to deal with, and you kind of skip a lot of the folks just like coming in and out of every lane, and you just zip along and you go. But of course, there's a cost to that. Well, there's two joys. One joy always takes the expressway, because she knows herself and she's very frustrated. Sorry, I'm talking in third person, but they're both me, so I can say me. I'm very frustrated, number one, being in the regular lane when I see all these people in the express lane and zipping by me, and they're just being efficient with their day, and they're going and they don't have to deal with all this stuff over here. And I'm like, well, it's only whatever. $5. It's only $5.30, or it's only $7.80, or it's only $2.10 based on how far I need to go, how many exits I need to skip past. So that joy, she's efficient and she loves it. She always zips past. She always pays for the upgrade. She always wants the extra thing. She loves a little bit of special treatment. Right? She loves it. It's a lifestyle that she is very comfortable in. She loves it. Then there's the other joy. The other joy that at the end of the month starts wondering, where's all my money? What happened to everything? And then she looks at her toll tag bill and it's like, well, when I was over in that express lane, looking over at the regular lane, it didn't feel like though I was going that much faster than those people. And what did I save? 2 minutes? Now, if I save 15, 20, 30 minutes, that's a big change of my day. But if I only save 2 minutes and I spent $5, okay, I've got $5. But if I did that every single week for a year, that adds up. So this joy over here finds a way to penny pinch every little thing and looks at her credit card statements and is like, do I really need all 7 of these streaming services? Like, I can literally only watch one at a time. And there's probably 10 things on my Netflix list that I still haven't watched from a couple of weeks ago. So the one joy signs up for everything. The other joy cancels everything. Okay? The one joy has Audible and Spotify and Apple TV and Prime Video, and she has all the things. And the other joy just goes behind her and cancels. The amount of times I have signed up for and canceled Audible would make your head spin. And the amount of books I have there that I have paid for and downloaded and want to listen to. That's the thing I need you to understand. I want to listen to that, but I never get to. And then I'll be like, all these things are adding up. Like, I don't need this. And I cancel it and I feel good for a couple of months. Then all of a sudden, Prince Harry wrote a book, or Rebel Wilson wrote a book, or I need to learn how to do this certain type of planning. I need to fix this one emotional part of my brain. I have to have this book. I'll never make it without this book. I've got to join Audible again. and then get the book and download it, and I'll maybe start it or not. And then we're swinging back and forth. And if there could be a happy medium, I think I would be so quite literally happy. I think I would be at peace. I think I would get to watch things I wanted to watch and listen to things I wanted to listen to and speed up when I needed to speed up and slow down when I have extra time. But I'm not good at living in that little middle world, especially with my money, especially with my budget. And I need to learn to live in that little middle ground. I'm so all over the place. I also learned something the hard way the other day. Maybe everybody knows this. Maybe nobody knows this. Maybe it doesn't need to be known. Maybe I'm living my life too close to the edge, especially for the adult that I am, to need to know this. But last week, I was nearing the end of my paycheck period. Okay. So we were like, let's say 2 or 3 days away from payday. You know, I'm hanging in, but I'm also I'm not going clothes shopping right now. I'm not looking for new shoes right now. That's not, we're like, we're doing okay. We're going to eat at home a little bit. We're going to make it to the next paycheck. Okay. So I'm just being honest. This is kind of how I live. Should I be older and more mature than this? Yes. Am I going to be? Probably not. Probably not. So I'm edging close to like, okay, we're getting close. We're getting close. And so I get to the point where, okay, we're probably, let's say 36 hours away from the paycheck dropping. And I know the day and the hour that the paycheck's going to drop. Okay? Like I know when it's coming. I know when I have to make it to. So I'm so close. And I was like, you know what? At this point, I can make it. I can make it without, I have gas in my car. I got food in the fridge. I can make it. And I don't have any big bills coming for the next 36 hours. I can make it to payday. And just because I do care about myself, another, let's say 18 hours later, I just glance in to make sure we're still doing okay. Nothing random came through that I wasn't expecting. And guess what? Something random did come through that I wasn't expecting. And it was 2 charges from the love of my life. The one that I turn to in times of feast and in times of famine, Amazon.com. And I know good and well, I have not ordered anything from Amazon.com. It's not even, and I know what you're thinking. Is it your monthly subscriptions, the things that you buy? I know exactly when those come too. It wasn't that, friend. It was not that. And all of a sudden, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh my gosh. You know what I saw on Facebook the other day? There's a scam. There's a scam coming through where a charge from Amazon comes up and you don't know what it is. And somebody's just charging stuff to your card because they know Amazon comes through all the time and you'll never notice it. Well, I done got scammed, guys. I done got scammed. So I'm looking up and I got to figure what high school friend of mine posted that and how do we get to the bottom of this scam? Because I got to know, I got another 18 hours to make it to payday and I don't want to be scammed right now. And I darn sure don't want them scamming my new paycheck. So I start investigating. Good news, bad news, guys, it wasn't a scam. They were my own orders. But what I didn't realize until last week was when I'm deciding if I'm going to order something from Amazon, and I see my situation, where am I in my paycheck cycle? Where am I in my balance? Where am I in my, and I decide, hey, yeah, this is a good time. I have the cash for this. I'm going to pay for this. This is a reasonable cost. I got a good deal, blah, 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 blah. Buy, click, schedule, buy now. That is not when the money comes out of your account. The money does not come out of your account until they pull and fulfill that order. So I'm planning 3, 4, 5 days ago because do you know why? I'm trying to be a responsible green person that respects my Amazon delivery day. I'm not trying to have everything sent individually overnight. Do I have to sometimes? Yes, guys. Yes, we all do. We all have emergencies. And I apologize to my Amazon driver if you're listening to me right now. I gave you the tip on that day when we could all give you guys a tip. Do it twice a year. I think we're into that. I loved that idea. Click this little thing and give your driver a tip. I'm into that. Because as much as everybody in the world is asking me for a tip everywhere, the one person I want a tip is you. Because you be coming up to that porch a lot. You've been coming up to that porch a lot, so thank you. And I encourage, if you can record this and send it to your boss. Do it twice a year. We're happy to do it. We love it. And sometimes I have to say like, sorry, but I need this overnight. I'm in a rush. But typically I'm trying to be respectful. I'm trying to be respectful of the driver, the gas, the neighbors, the everything, the earth. And I'm trying to respect my Amazon delivery day of Thursday. So I push it all back, not realizing, well, they're not going to charge me until they pull and ship this order. So I'm going back and trying to figure out what are these scam charges for? Oh, no, they were charges I approved and was ready for a week ago. But honey, everything's changed. Everything's changed in those 4 days. So they were my actual charges, but I didn't realize it wasn't until the very end. So here I am, 18 hours until payday. That's not a great time to learn that. But I did. Now, did it happen again just yesterday? Sure. That's because I can't live in the middle. But I'm trying, ? At least I learned that thing. And hopefully there's one person listening that needed to know that. Chances are the rest of you are a lot more responsible than I am and have your heads on straight and act like adults. And you have no need for knowing that information. But I hope you'll pass it along to someone like me that does need it. Thank you. So yes, I would love to be a person that lives happily in the middle ground. That is my dream, and I'm still working toward it. I know I keep saying these things like, okay, I'm struggling with this. I'm acting like a kid. I'm irresponsible. I'm working toward it, you know. On the one hand, I want to be this person that is well set up for retirement, a healthy saver, somebody that invests their money well, and somebody that can support their family, take care of them, be an asset to them financially, be a giving member of society. And then the other side of me wants to travel, travel a lot, you know. I want to go overseas, and I want to go to my friend's wedding, and I want to hop a plane and go to a show at Red Rocks for my birthday with a bestie. Like, that's just who I want to be. And you know, I'm a salt of the earth earner, but I want to live the big life. And honestly, the truly best thing for me to be would be to get off social media entirely and not even see anybody travel or live or do anything. And I wouldn't even have the ability to make a post about traveling. And I would just be at home, nose to the grindstone, just work and save. But also, that is no kind of life that I really want to live either. So right now, I'm going to keep going back and forth on my pendulum. My hope is the pendulum swings will gradually will lower. So maybe this swing was really high over to this side, and I may take 2 local trips this year and 2 international trips this year, and maybe next year I'll go the other way and tone it down a little bit and save more. And by the time maybe each swing will be slightly less than the other, and we'll kind of end up in the middle. But you got to be who you got to be. You got to be who you got to be. Because not necessarily, I know how to restrict and I know how to spend. I don't need hey, how do I budget? Because I actually greatly know how to do that. I know how to cut everything. I know how to live lean. I've lived very lean. In my 20s, I was living very lean. I didn't have a lot. I know what it's like to have so much money. I don't know what to do with it. Because when I was young, I was very, I don't want to say I was a hoarder of my money, but I did not like to even spend the money I had. I wanted to save it. I wasn't saving up for something specific, but I certainly knew the more you hang on to it, the better things you can do with it and the more options you have with it. So I would tuck that little babysitting money away. Now swing over to the 20s or swing over to today when I'm I'm a nurse, but I'm going to live like I'm a big marketing genius or something. I don't know whoever makes a lot of money. Like a banking investor, I sound like an idiot. Banking investor, like an investment specialist. I'm going to live the life. I'm going to go live my big life on my nursing salary. So in a year or so, give me at least a year, check back in with me and see if my pendulum swings have at least come down a little bit. Do I think I'm going to be living in the happy medium in a year? Probably not. Do I think I'm going to remember the Amazon thing? Hopefully, ? It's just the bad thing is it just makes me, now that I know that, I'm well, I better just get overnight delivery so I know it's coming out now. That's the wrong way we're going. Because the other side of the pendulum is I do want to be a responsible citizen of the world. But guys, if I'm out of my eyebrow pencil, I'm out of my eyebrow pencil. And y'all don't want that.
Thanks for listening to Little Things, Big Feelings with Joy Delaney. I'm James, the producer, editor, director, and executive producer. Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Honestly, forget TikTok. I don't even know how to use it anyway.
You don't know how to use it anyway.
James.
Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram and Facebook. See you next week.